What is going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the Fantasy Alarm Thanksgiving Day live stream. I'm your host, Howard Bender. With me, as always, here on game days, Jen Piacenti. Happy Thanksgiving, Jen.
Happy Thanksgiving, Howard. I'm very thankful to be starting off my day with you and the Fantasy Alarm family. And I have to say, I'm very thankful that it's a Lone Star slate. Come on.
So
Lone
I
Star
was just
slate?
muting some other stuff there. I didn't catch that last bit. Sorry, it was all
Oh,
coming at me real fast.
I get to drop my dad joke again. I'm very thankful that it's a Lone Star slate. Two
Wow.
Texas games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No?
How about Motown and DC? Let's talk about those two teams. No?
No.
All
No.
right. Well, nevertheless, Jen, super grateful to have you here as part of the Fantasy Alarm family and obviously big part of FA Nation. They're happy to have you here. I'm happy to have you here, and let's get down and dirty here. It's
Let's do it.
Thanksgiving. We lose the Ravens and Steelers game because the Ravens, dude, COVID bonanza over there. They disciplined apparently a strength and conditioning coach who was not following proper protocols, and they say is the likely source of all of their problems right now.
I
So
feel like if you're the strength and conditioning coach, like your entire job is to make sure people are strong and in good condition. And if you bring in COVID-19, I feel like it's a pretty big party foul.
it's a huge party
Big
foul.
party foul. I mean, that's kind of your job. Kind of your job. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
hearing that because the Ravens were proactive in disciplining this person, that the NFL is going to go a little easier on them. But more positive tests this morning. I updated the COVID blog. This game is actually now they're claiming it's in jeopardy, even though it was moved to Sunday. We're going to have to wait and see. The NFL does not want to push off games at all. And I mean, let's face it, if this is the Ravens' fault, well, then they've got 3 days to start bulking up that practice squad and
Yep.
start putting a team on the field on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers had to do it. I think the Ravens should have to do it too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. So hopefully the Steelers are okay and their Steelers fans are okay. I know, listen, I don't want to sit and talk to anybody while football's on either. And eliminating one game means that from what, 5:30 on my time here, 8:30 Eastern, you guys all have to like sit and talk to family and friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the good news is, like, maybe you don't have to be around family and friends this year because maybe you have to be isolated because of COVID-19. This could be your thankful moment.
It could be you're thankful for postponement
It could be.
so that you can. That's an awfully nice silver lining there, Jen.
I'm just
Well
trying.
done.
I'm trying anything I can.
Got to give a shout out to my boy Fensty, Justin Fensterman from Alarm After Hours. The shirt that I'm wearing right here, this is all Fensty's doing.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
So if you guys have ever seen that Thursday that Thanksgiving Day special with the turkey drop, it's a must. I'll be posting it on Twitter and on Facebook because, well, that's just what I do every Thanksgiving. It is literally the best Thanksgiving moment on TV in TV history. So I don't know. Have you seen it, Jen?
I have not seen it. I mean, I've seen WKRP, but I haven't seen the turkey drop episode.
Oh, it's because you're so young. So young,
Yes,
I mean, you're
that's
only in
right.
your
It's
early
because I'm so
20s.
young.
Is that right?
Yeah, are we still propagating this rumor?
I don't know. Are
Yeah,
you?
early 20s. Yeah, I'm buying. If you guys are buying, I'm selling.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, I just wanted to give Fancy a shout out. This is now my new Thanksgiving Day shirt. And I'm sporting the elastic pants because I'm just gonna sit all day and just eat and watch football, and that's just it. That's what I should be doing, right? Checking my DFS lineups, getting that kind of a sweat going there, and take a look at how my fantasy teams are doing. Questions rolling in here, Jen. You ready to handle some start
I'm
sits?
I'm ready to handle some, but I have to ask you, are you ready to handle our matchup, the Crusher and GST, if you don't have DeAndre Swift? Because it's looking like DeAndre Swift is not gonna play.
That is definitely true. And he's
He is
what?
officially inactive.
Of- All
He's
right. We
inactive.
are officially, there is no DeAndre Swift in lineups. And that means, people, you need to make that pivot. So, all right. Well, here you go, Jen. I've got a start sit question for you then.
Okay. Oh
Let's
boy. Are we getting
see.
trolled already?
Well, let's see. I got to get rid of DeAndre Swift.
Hmm.
Jeez. Well, there is
Yeah.
nothing good. There is
Yeah.
nothing good.
My odds just went up in our head
Your
to head.
odds did just go up, young lady. It certainly did, because I got to take him out, and man, I don't even have a good pivot,
Money league.
right? Gio Bernard, he's concussed. I don't think he's going to receive clearance, right?
Can you get carry on? You might be able to make a same day pickup.
Uh,
Not that I'm giving you any advice.
I don't
You
think
know
you
who would
can
be
make a same day pickup,
you
can you?
can on Sundays. You can on Sundays in this league. I don't know
Ah,
if you can on Thursdays.
well, let's see. Let's see if I can. I doubt carry on's available. I'm sure in this league everybody's taking them. But oh, nope, there he is. Let's see. Available. Who do I drop? Say
You should drop
goodbye to
Swift. You don't
Josh
need that guy.
Kelly. Oh no, no, waivers processing. So no, I can't do it.
Sorry
I can't do it. That's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. All right, well, I'll just have to move him to my flex spot there, like a normal person, and put somebody else in as a placeholder and see what happens. But at least I'm getting Swift out of my lineup there. At least that's what I'm doing. All right. Enough about my teams. What about you, Jen? What do you think of my team? No, I'm kidding. Let's get to everybody else's teams here. Let's start it off. Let's go to our wonderful friends. We're broadcasting live, Facebook, Periscope / Twitter, and of course, YouTube. And you can catch us all here for the next, hour? We're here for an hour? We're
Yeah.
here for an hour. Oof. Leading you up to a half hour before game time. Well, here we go, Jen. Full point PPR. Need one. Duke Johnson, Zach Moss, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I have to go Duke Johnson, unfortunately.
Horrible, right? Just horrible.
It's horrible. It's gross. I'm angry at him. I think I have to start him in my flex today, but I'm really debating, is it Duke Johnson or DJ Chark? DJ Chark and Mike Glennon? I don't know. Duke Johnson has the opportunity. Detroit has the worst run defense. These are the things that keep me up at night, Howard.
These are the things that keep everybody up at night. I'm going to say Duke Johnson here as well, especially because it's full point PPR. I think Kerryon Johnson gets that passing work for Detroit. I mean, I wouldn't expect big numbers out of Duke, but, maybe he gets into the end
Maybe
zone
touchdown.
here.
Yeah.
All right. Duke Johnson, or would you wait for the Balaj / Eckler decision?
No, I would just go with Duke Johnson. It sucks, but I don't think Eckler's playing this Sunday.
Derek Carr, Big Ben, or Taysom Hill?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Oh, really? Over Big Ben?
Mm-hmm.
You worried about those Ravens?
We don't know if Big Ben's going to play.
Right.
And the Ravens are a tough defense. I mean, actually, they do go some points through the air, but the Steelers, we've seen from week to week, maybe he'll throw 3-4 touchdowns, and then sometimes he'll throw one. We don't know how they'll attack Baltimore. It's going to be a defensive battle. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. There will be a lot of points in the game between Las Vegas and Atlanta.
That's why she's Jen Piacenti. That's why she gets her choice first of whether or not she wants the big drumstick, which I didn't have, right? I was supposed to eat a big drumstick on
you promised
on
me
the
a
live
drumstick.
stream, and I didn't have one. I'm completely ill prepared.
Did you ever do the thing where you pull the wishbone and you had like a competition for who got to pull the wishbone?
Yeah. Those wishes never came true. Why? Because I'm working here on Thanksgiving Day at nearly the age of 50. So,
but you're on TV.
Yes. Dalton Schultz or Mike Gesicki? Am I pronouncing that right? Yes, I am.
It's a tough one. I think I'm going to go Schultz.
Definitely going Schultz. Definitely. Great matchup here against Washington.
Yeah, and he's been the 6 most targeted tight end this year, something people may or may not realize. And it looked like Dalton liked to connect with him last week. So Schultz, short
And
target.
with that suspect offensive line, he's
Right.
going to need the shorter, quicker passes.
Mhm.
Mark Andrews or TJ Hawkinson.
Andrews.
I think Andrews too, but you need a pivot. Like on the off chance that they do cancel that game, you would need a pivot, which is that's
Just tricky.
I
You're
might
right. Maybe
just
the thing
go
to do
I
is
might
play
just
Hawk.
go Hawkinson
It's a
here.
good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
Because I mean, really, what pivot are you gonna find on your waiver wire? Ugh.
I don't even want to talk about tight end waiver wire.
Right? The tight end
That's where I
position.
am, and it's not good.
Trash. Standard
Gross.
scoring here. McLaurin or Allen Robinson?
Ooh, McLaurin if he plays. Even though I love Allen Robinson, it's just this matchup is super juicy.
Yeah, I like McLaurin as well here. It's definitely a great matchup. If he plays, which he should, we should be good to go.
And what kind of a team
Stafford,
do you have that you don't play Allen Robinson? Can you figure out a way to play Allen Robinson? Who else do you have?
yeah, that is true. I mean, I would love to get Robinson in there, but listen, if he's playing in a 10-team league and he's got McLaurin, he's
Right.
got Robinson,
You got
maybe he
to go
only
McLaurin.
starts two wide receivers. He's got like a Hopkins or a Ridley or a DK Metcalf in there. It's tough. It's tough with these constrictive rosters. Matthew Stafford or Derek Carr?
Derek Carr.
If Mostert is back, do I sit either Connor or Beasley in a full point PPR?
Yeah, you can sit Beasley.
Yep, I agree. I agree. David in a PPR, David Montgomery, Todd Gurley, or Jonathan Taylor?
God, I hate to say it. Taylor.
Really?
Yeah, I
Tell
know. It's super
me
risky.
why.
It's super risky, but the ceiling. Tennessee's given up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. They seem to go with them last week. It's definitely risky. If you don't want to feel risky, because we've seen that they go with the hot hand. Whoever gets off to a good start, that's who Frank Reich starts with. But the matchup with Tennessee is really, really good for Taylor this week. Gurley's fine. Montgomery's just boring. If you want a really solid floor, then you go Monty. You'll get 10 points, 11 points, like you always do. And then you can just slot that in. But if you want to really play for a high ceiling, I would go Taylor.
I'm going to be on the other side of you on this one here. I'm going to go with Gurley. I think Atlanta coming off the bye. I think that's actually a really nice situation. It's a nice matchup for him to have. And I think that, once you get inside the red zone, if you look at like Todd Gurley's numbers, like his touches inside the red zone, I mean, they're crazy huge. They really are. And Vegas doesn't do a good job against the running back. So I'm
True.
going to go Gurley here. Jen says Taylor. Got to risk it for the biscuit. And there you go.
I don't love Taylor. I would just let's go with Howard and not feel nervous. Gurley. That's
Oh, what are you copping out for? Look at you.
because I feel nervous about Taylor.
He's a little nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie. He is definitely nerve-wracking. Duke Johnson or Todd Gurley? See, again, I'm going Gurley
I'm going to
here.
go Gurley there too. I just don't like Duke Johnson.
He sucks, right?
No.
He sucks.
He does. He stinks. It's just not what he's supposed to do. He's not supposed to be an every down back. It's not his. He's fine to be a complimentary back, come in, catch some passes here and there, mix things up. But Deshaun Watson isn't throwing to him. He can't run straight up the middle. I mean, he's going to get the volume, and I get it. Volume. I mean, there's points where you have to answer with the volume, but God, no, Gurley or Duke Johnson, you got to go Gurley because Gurley's proven he can do it.
Yeah, I agree. And Duke is not. And Duke was in a good spot last week, and he didn't deliver. He was in a good spot. Didn't he have like the revenge game against Cleveland, and he didn't deliver?
He there. At least there, I could say, well, Cleveland has a decent run defense. If he doesn't do it this week, Detroit is the worst versus the running back. If he can't at least punch it into the end zone, I don't even know.
I agree. I don't know either. I don't know. AJ Brown or Allen Robinson?
I'm going to go Robinson.
Yeah, I like Robinson too, whether it's Trubisky or Foles. I like this man. I mean, he's going to see a lot of Jair Alexander. I get that. Colts defense in the secondary has been solid. So yeah, I'm with you on this. I think Tennessee comes back and might even beat the Colts.
I kind of hope they do. I think it'll be fun.
All right, let's go over to our friends over at Facebook. Lots of happy Thanksgiving messages from everybody. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
To everybody else.
We're thankful for y'all. I'm saying y'all because it's Texas Day.
Because it's Texas Day.
Texas Day.
Terrible.
And here I am in California, away from my family.
Right.
Bubby, if you're watching, I miss you.
Is your dad gonna like FaceTime so that you can see all the food you're not getting?
He always does that. No, he FaceTimes me on every holiday. Usually drunk FaceTimes me, by the way, after he's had too much wine or margaritas. And then puts everybody on the phone and tells me every single thing they had to eat.
You're the man, Rick. I know you're watching. Happy Thanksgiving to all you
all about food in our house.
I love it. All right. Andy Dalton, Teddy Bridgewater, Carson Wentz.
Ick. I'm nervous to say Carson Wentz, but I feel like the answer is Carson Wentz.
Against Seattle, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle doesn't have that great of a pass rush. So, yeah, I'm with you. Happy Thanksgiving, Ponch, to you and your family as well. Todd Nelson wants to know what you think about the Texans today in a survivor pool.
Yes, I think they're a yes. Listen, the 3 starting cornerbacks for the Detroit are all out.
Yeah.
They have no DeAndre Swift. They don't have Kenny Galladay. Marvin Hall has a bum toe. They don't have Danny Amendola. So you're running with Marvin Jones Jr. And Kerryon Johnson / Adrian Peterson and Matt Stafford with a bum thumb. And then you got Deshaun Watson, who went on through for 3 touchdowns, ran one in 300-something yards. I don't know. It's Thanksgiving. The Texans are going to win. They better win.
They better win.
Better. It's really pathetic if they don't.
All right. So Rod here has Chubb and Henry in his as his running backs. Beautiful, right? For his flex, now he wants to know, does he go with Kareem Hunt, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyler Boyd, or Chris Godwin?
I think we go with Hunt here.
You go both running backs for Cleveland.
Yeah, that matchup versus Jacksonville is so good, and we've seen them both be productive. And Chris Godwin would be my second choice, which is also a really good choice. But we just saw Tom Brady struggle last week, and I feel uncomfortable with Tom Brady's targets right now.
I agree.
All of them.
I agree.
You do?
I do. Here you go. Full point PPR. Need one flex. Ponch must be day drinking already because everything's in all caps here, and he's about to bust out all the emojis. I know that. So here we go. Lazard, Kirk, Damian Harris, or Jonnu Smith. Kirk. Tight end full point PPR. Jonnu or Goddard. Goddard for me as well. Anything on CMC playing? I don't think he's playing this week,
I don't think he's playing this week. No, I don't think he's playing, and I don't think they should play him because week 13 they have a bye. So why risk it, right?
Yep, 100%.
Get him back healthy. Mike Davis, great matchup this week.
Any news on why are people messaging me? Any news on Gio Bernard? I hear he is likely to be out. Right? He's like a late week concussion.
I haven't heard any news about Giovanni Bernard. So whatever you say, if you think it's likely out, luckily I don't have to deal with that.
Right. You better go and get yourself some Samaje Perine on the waiver wire there, just to be sure. Pick 2. Ready? Here in PPR. Mike Evans, Robert Woods, Christian Kirk, Jamison Crowder, Nelson Aguilar.
Ooh, I was all set with Woods and Kirk, and then you threw Nelson Aguilar out there, and I kind of feel like Derek Carr is going to need Nelson Aguilar, but I'm still going Woods and Kirk.
And I'll go Woods and Aguilar.
You will?
Yeah, I mean, it's against Atlanta. He's always good for that deep threat, nice little touchdown. He's not going to get a ton of targets, so, you figure Woods will, glom the targets. I think Crowder's a solid PPR option, but
the problem with Crowder to me is it depends. Do we know who's starting? Is it Flacco or Darnold? Because Darnold and Crowder are good stuff. Flacco and Crowder, not so much. He seems to prefer Perriman and those deep shots, the bigger long balls. And so I'm fading Crowder a little bit if Flacco's starting.
The QB. Yeah. He's got that nice connection with Perriman.
Yeah.
Ponch wants you to know that you are the Bizom.
Oh, thanks, Ponch.
Told you.
The Bizom is what I wanted to be.
Bloody Marys in the South. Spicy Bloody Marys in the South side of Chicago today.
Micheladas, baby.
Austin Hooper or Jonnu Smith?
Hooper actually has a really good matchup. It's hard to go away from Jonnu Smith, though. I'd probably still go go Hooper.
You're going Hooper?
Go Hooper.
All right. Matt Ryan or Daniel Jones?
Mayfield has to throw to somebody. Matt Ryan. But I like Daniel Jones this week.
Marvin Jones or DJ Moore?
Oh, yikes. Go Jones.
Teddy Bridgewater's back.
Go Jones.
She says go Jones. Standard, need 2 for the flex. David Montgomery, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, Jacoby Myers, Michael Pittman.
And sorry, who were the others one more time? Montgomery,
Myers. Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, and Jacoby Myers.
Kirk.
And I'm going to go Williams and Pittman.
That was between Kirk and Williams for me.
You love Christian Kirk. Why do you love Christian Kirk so much this week?
I'm not really sure.
She just does.
I just think that that Kyler likes Christian Kirk and he's going to get targets, and hopefully Kyler shoulders fine.
Duke Johnson or Kerryon Johnson?
Kerryon Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, I just really don't like Duke.
All right.
I feel like Kerryon Johnson's league is going to get you catches. So you'll get some points there. I'm not sure you're going to even get a target. Duke got, 3 targets last week, 1 target the week before that, and he didn't catch it. So I'm just trying to think of who might give you a better floor. And I think it might be Kerryon Johnson, but, volume says Duke.
Right on. Here you go. Duke, Drake, Sterling Shepard, or Jacoby Myers. Need 1 in a PPR.
PPR, Sterling Shepard.
Okay. I'm thinking about the Drake here against New England. New England sucks against the run. They're not that good. Sure. I just can't rely on Kingsbury, though. I think Shepard's a good call. I really do. I feel like you could go with the Drake as well.
Cincinnati's given up the 7th most points to opposing running backs so far this year. I think Daniel Jones is going to be a little more on target. They've also given up the 11th most points to quarterbacks. So those 2 for your DFS stacks might be an option.
There you go. Ponch is killing me here. Here we go. I love you, Ponch. I really do. Goddard, Engram, or Dalton Schultz?
Engram.
Evan Engram for you against the Cincinnati's, huh? McKissick or Montgomery in a PPR?
In a PPR, I'm going Montgomery.
Going Montgomery. Pick 3. Here you go. Embarrassment of riches on the way. Marvin Jones, Chase Claypool, A.J. Brown, Robert Woods.
Sit Claypool.
Sitting Claypool. Gio Bernard or Jonathan Taylor? Standard.
Jonathan Taylor.
There you go. Oh, by the way, my kids, Harris and Bernard, are doing very well. Thank you for asking. Need running back and a flex here between Salvan Ahmed, Duke Johnson, J.D. McKissick, Alan Lazard, Michael Pittman, or Jacoby Myers. So let's start with the running back here. Ahmed, Duke, or McKissick?
Ahmed.
So then you've got Duke, McKissick, Lazard, Pittman, or Myers.
Pittman.
There you go. McKissick or Melvin Gordon or Zach Moss or Samaje Perine?
Melvin Gordon.
Kareem Hunt over Duke Johnson?
I would.
I would too. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mike from Long Island. Mikey Stencil crushing it in the Scott Fish Bowl, right?
Crushing the Scott Fish Bowl. He's in. Do you know how many teams are in this? It's like 1,600 teams, 1,500 teams. He's third.
Yep.
Third.
FA Nation, baby. His QBs in the Scott Fish Bowl, he needs 2 out of the 3, right? Yeah. Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and Justin Herbert.
I think you're going to go Josh Allen and Justin Herbert.
There you go.
Because Kyler's shoulder.
I hear you. I'm not against that. You're also dealing with Bill Belichick scheming against him. So, Michael Jennings, thank you. I love my shirt too. We can thank Justin Fensterman for this nice gift.
Thanks.
Devontae Parker or Allen Robinson?
I still got to go Allen Robinson here.
Me too. Start the Washington D or the Colts D versus the Titans.
Colts, Washington. You know who I actually like today? I like the Dallas defense, and it's cheap. It's like 3,300 over on the platforms because. Look, this is not a high game total. We've seen Alex Smith, not get touchdowns. He throws for a lot of yards, but he doesn't actually score. So this is going to be a low-scoring game. If you want to save some money, I think Washington defense and Dallas defense might not be that different for the amount of money that you're going to save.
Wow, I didn't realize I was on the show with Jim Bowden here. Thank you so much for that insertion into.
I'm actually just trying to help you guys out.
And we appreciate that so much.
You're welcome. Just being generous on this holiday.
What a sweetheart you are, right? Unbelievable.
You should start the Dallas defense in GST, in fact.
I got to tell you, I don't care what Jerry Ferrara says about you behind your back, Jen. You're Hall of Fame in my book. Let's see. How much do I like Houston minus 2.5 in this game?
I like it a lot.
I'd say I'm like 68% sure on that one. I guess I have a hard time trusting that defense for Houston. Also, could be a easygoing game. Very close. Let's see. Is Eifert a sneaky play to score a touchdown against Cleveland?
Yes, he is. Cleveland is the third worst versus tight end. But the thing is, we don't know what in the world is going to happen with Jacksonville.
Mike Glennon, come on. It's Mike Glennon,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. So
the best.
I don't know.
I mean, I would say that you could do worse than Eifert. Sure.
You could.
You could conceivably do worse than Eifert. TJ Hawkinson or Dallas Goedert?
Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert, she says. PPR flex, need one. Lamb, Mike Davis, T. Higgins, Chase Edmonds, or Jalen Reagor?
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis, all the way, baby. PPR flex, Lamb, Pittman, or Higgins?
Pittman.
I'd actually go Lamb here,
Lamb.
I think.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was doing this show with Jim Bowden.
How about them Cowboys? I'm all in. No, see the thing about it with Lamb only because it's a good matchup for him. He has been the most targeted receiver on the Cowboys with Andy Dalton under center.
He has, but Pittman torched the defense for Tennessee last week, 101 yards and like 8 grabs. So
You've convinced me.
Yeah.
You've convinced me. That's it. Pittman. Jen Piacenti, everybody. Can we just come on? We got to do it. Take a bow. Take a bow.
Here, going against my Cowboys.
There you go. Give me a little curtsy, if you will. Jonnu Smith or Robert Tonyan? Jen's like, this is not the Thanksgiving I signed up for. Thank you.
It's okay. I knew what I was getting into.
I've been up for hours here. Hours.
I'm going to go Tonyan. Chicago actually stinks versus the tight end.
All right. Standard, need a wide receiver and a flex. DJ Chark, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Reagor, Jamalfa Williams, or pick up Perriman. Also have Dobbins if he plays. I don't think Dobbins is playing. I think he's still out of the window there. So wide receiver and a flex, Chark, Samuel, Reagor, Williams.
Curtis Samuel?
No, it says D. Samuel.
Oh, Deebo Samuel. We don't know if Deebo Samuel's going to play. If Deebo Samuel plays, then Chark and Deebo Samuel. If Deebo Samuel doesn't play, then Chark and who were my other options?
Reagor. Or Jamalfa Williams.
No, not Jamalfa Williams.
I didn't think so. Let's see. Zach Moss or Chris Carson?
Chris Carson if he plays. No contest.
No contest. Aguilar, Balaj, or Ahmed in a PPR?
I kind of like Aguilar.
Aguilar for me as well. Carson Wentz or Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan or Derek Carr?
Matt Ryan. But just like right that much.
How do you guys feel on Elliott today? Can make a game out of it. Can Ezekiel Elliott make a game out of it? Got shut down the last time they played the
He did.
Football.
And there's a player prop for like Ezekiel Elliott over 70.5 yards over under. And I'm taking the under if I were allowed to bet. I would take the under. And but I think he's going to get a touchdown. So I think he's going to have a good game, but not a great game. That's my prediction.
All right. Dustin James wants to know if you want to go out on a socially distanced date with him.
Well, I don't know. What's your Zoom number?
Oh, there you go. What's your Zoom
And
number?
are you a Cowboys fan?
Right. See, there you go. Now all of a sudden it's like a whole new world, drop your Zoom key, right? Instead of a room key, a Zoom key. Hunt or Duke Johnson?
Zoom key, room key. Hunt.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, by the way, did you see what Mike McCarthy did to motivate the Dallas Cowboys last week?
The little Gallagher smash a watermelon?
He got out the watermelon and he got out sledgehammers and he had them smash them. And you know what the message is?
What's that?
It's time to produce.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Am I fired?
Not yet. We'll see, though. Carson Wentz, Cam Newton, or Daniel Jones?
Carson Wentz.
I might lean Cam Newton here.
Okay.
I might. Pittman or Beasley?
Pittman
it is. All right. Let's go over to our friends over at the YouTube. And you know who's waiting for you at the YouTube right now.
And
what's up, Ann Dunn? Good morning to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And she is thankful today that Jen did not take Derek Carr from her in the Man Smart Woman Smarter League.
I was nice about it.
Sweetheart you are. What a sweetheart you are. Well, Ann needs one from these in a PPR format. McKissick, Montgomery, Balaj. She's got Ahmed, but doesn't think that he'll go. He's dealing with a little shoulder issue.
Is Gaskin going to be back? Do we have any?
No, Gaskin was activated off of IR, but all that does is open up that 21-day window for them to put him on the team.
Come on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got. Sorry, what were my options again?
McKissick, Monty, Balaj.
I think you probably just go Monty here and take the floor.
There you go. She needs two from these in a PPR McKissick, Hines, Gallup.
McKissick and Gallup.
I'm gonna say McKissick and Hines.
Hines.
Yeah, I just Gallup. I think he's a little bit more boomer bust now with Andy Dalton in there. Doesn't really get the work. Adam here says that he's thankful for me and Jim and Ronis and Fensty.
But not for me.
Oh yeah, there's your name in there, Jen. Okay, yeah, he's thankful for you too. And all the great producers. So shout out Sandro and Ani and Servo, Shannon Blunt. Who are your producers on After Hours?
That's a good question.
Got
Matt
the
Kim,
Wags.
Josh Wagner. Yeah. Those are the two that produce on Friday anyway.
I like it. Need two in a PPR. McKissick, Gordon, Henderson, Jonathan Taylor.
Gordon and Taylor.
Gordon and Taylor. Kyler Murray or Justin Sherbert?
Herbert.
Sherbert. Need to start two. Goff, Stafford, Andy Dalton, Alex Smith.
Goff and Stafford.
Goff and Stafford. PPR need one at the flex. Mostert, White, Chark, or Hurst.
Well, we don't know yet if Mostert's really playing. If Mostert's really playing, I'm going to go for Mostert. Otherwise, Chark.
Agreed and agreed. Yes and yes. Two out of these in a PPR. Michael Thomas, Calvin Ridley, Will Fuller.
Oh, no. Don't make me choose. Calvin Ridley and Will Fuller.
You're sitting Michael Thomas. You okay?
Yeah, he did have one really good game with Taysom Hill. He did. However, Taysom Hill could get greedy and decide to run all of them in and not target Thomas or Kamara. This is what I'm going with. Will Fuller has a fantastic matchup today. Calvin Ridley maybe without Julio Jones. I know those guys are going to get targeted. I have some questions. I mean, it did look like Thomas was Taysom Hill's favorite target, but we also know Michael Thomas has had some, mental issues with other people on his team. So I hate to do it, but he's the one I actually trust the least.
All right. I like
and
it.
To say I'm trusting Michael Thomas less than Will Fuller, that is the most 2020 thing ever.
It really is, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
This whole year has just been a nightmare. Let's see. Need a replacement for Swift here. Mostert, Ahmed, or Eckler if he plays.
Well, Mostert and Eckler if they play, obviously. I would go in that order, actually. Mostert, then Eckler, and then Ahmed if they don't.
Yep. Agreed. Agreed. PPR. Oh, here we go. This is one for me with the Trey Anastasio band horns or the Rescue Squad strings. Listen, I'm always about the horns. Always about the horns. I mean, I was touring through my formative years when the Giant Country Horns were on stage with Fish on a regular basis. Got to meet Dave Grippo one day. That was actually really cool. He's a very cool guy. So I'm all about the horns. All about the horns.
That's what she said.
Not to mention Jen Hartswick. Jen Hartswick. She is easily the most underrated, talented musician singer out there. She's phenomenal. Met her too. Such a sweetheart. She's so great. Need a flex between Pittman, Boyd, Ahmed, Mostert, and Eckler if he plays.
Mostert if he plays, then Eckler if he plays, then Pittman. I think you're going to end up going Pittman here.
I agree. Let's see. Duke Johnson, Ahmed, or Mostert. Well, you can't wait on Mostert here. You can't wait on him.
That's right. You can't.
I mean, unless you're going to say Ahmed over Duke. And Ahmed's got probably.
All right, play Duke.
I just shoved you right into it. That was like me walking you over and you not realizing there's a swimming pool behind you, and then I just push you.
Great. More Jen can't swim jokes.
Oh, yeah. Well, shallow end. Shallow end.
Yeah, great. So I can bang my head on the bottom and get even smarter.
Really? Do you really think that you would like sink all the way to the bottom? I'm not pushing you into 2 feet of water. This isn't like a kiddie pool. Jeez.
Violence.
Help me, Rick Piacenti.
I call
You're my
HR.
only hope.
You're HR, aren't you?
I am HR. Hi, how are you? How can I help you? Start 2 at a PPR. Duke Johnson, Kenyon Drake, James White, T. Higgins, Pittman, Rieger.
Pittman and Duke Johnson.
Ooh, I'm going to go Pittman and Drake.
Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
We're good. Duke Johnson or Connor? James Connor.
Connor.
Yeah, I'm going Connor as well. Need 3 of these in a full point PPR. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-mm.
Justin Jefferson, Jacoby Myers, Curtis Samuel, Christian Kirk, Duke Johnson, Jonathan Taylor, John Brown, T. Higgins.
Jefferson, Samuel,
Yes. Samuel.
Kirk.
And Kirk. There you go. Miles Sanders, J.D. McKissick, James White, Kerryon Johnson. Need 2 of those. Sanders and
Kerryon Johnson.
Sanders and Kerryon. Is Ahmed hurt? He's got a little bit of a shoulder issue. But I don't know if he's, yeah. But I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to play. Ann's worried now because we said Ahmed over McKissick, and Ahmed's got the shoulder issue.
Well, you could play McKissick. I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with that. I just, we saw his targets dramatically drop last week. And if you're playing McKissick, I think you're also a Cowboys fan, right? So that means they're playing.
Ahmed was held out of practice. Just seeing what they're saying right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Gaskin's going to be a factor. They say Breida could play a little bit more. I think if it's PPR, you go with McKissick here, Ann. That's what I'm saying.
So you also think the Cowboys are going to win this game? Be playing with the lead?
I definitely did not think that at all.
My concern with McKissick is I think people got really excited because those first 2 weeks, Alex Smith checked down to him a lot. But Antonio Gibson is totally their guy. So, it just depends on if Alex Smith is targeting him. He's not going to get any rushing yards for you. It's no good there. It's just about the catches.
So I guess this comes down to if Ahmed doesn't go, you need a pivot if you're not going to use a problem. McKissick.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Ann's given us like 27 choices here. She's got that scraped bottom of the barrel type thing. So she does have pivots available. I could thumb through them if we want. Let's see. McKissick, Monty, Balaj. She's got Ahmed, who's on the bench there. Yeah.
Balaj.
Yep. Yeah, you've got pivots, Ann.
I would do Balaj over McKissick. So
sit McKissick and go and wait and see what happens there. Because you have the pivots for later on. So skip McKissick. Keep him on the bench. Bench him. Jen says no McKissick.
Ugh. Is this in our matchup, by the way, Ann?
Wrong answers only. Wide receiver and 2 flex. Here you go. Allen Robinson, A.J. Brown, Wayne Gallman, Duke Johnson, Ahmed, and Mostert.
Okay, Wayne Gallman and Mostert if he goes.
Okay.
Was I allowed to get 2 running backs, or is that against the rules?
You have 2. There are 2 flexes there. So it's for the wide receiver, it's Allen Robinson or A.J. Brown.
Allen Robinson.
So Allen Robinson, Wayne Gallman, and Raheem Mostert. If Mostert doesn't play, well, then you can go to A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I agree.
Kerryon Johnson, Jalen Rieger, Dallas Goedert for PPR.
Kerryon Johnson.
Need a running back and a flex between Gurley, Ahmed, and Marvin Jones. Gurley and Jones.
Curly and Jones, yeah.
Gurley and Jones. Hawkinson or Andrews. Well, here we go. So we don't know if this game is actually going to play or not now because more Ravens tested positive today, and that's going to be a huge issue. So you can't afford to wait, and if that game gets canceled, so just go with Hawkinson. Yes. Ooh, here you go. Pick one out of this disgusting batch. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Smith, Nick Mullins, Brandon Allen, Fitzmagic if Tua sits, or Brissett if Rivers sits.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith is the way to go. 100%. 100%. All right. Wow, look at that. We're like cruising through here.
Yeah.
Let's find some more. I'm going back to our friends over at Periscope. Well, let's see. We did the Stafford Carr stuff. Half point PPR and the flex, Connor Pittman, Antonio Brown, Damian Harris, or Jonathan Taylor.
I think it's Pittman.
Ah, there you go. She thinks it's Pittman, people. Hearing that Gurley did not practice. I'm okay with Gurley not practicing on a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, that's usually a maintenance day for a lot of veterans.
Yeah, John Brown always takes Wednesday off. There are certain vets that always get Wednesdays off.
Yeah. Duke Johnson or the Samaje Perine / Gio Bernard tandem?
Nah, you got to go Duke Johnson here.
Got to go Duke. Ronald Jones, Darrell Henderson, or Duke Johnson?
I think you go Duke Johnson here too.
Yep. Logan Thomas, Evan Engram, or Hunter Henry?
Ooh, those are actually good options. I'm going to go Henry.
Stafford or Carr? We're going Carr. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Need one in a PPR. Montgomery, Fournette, or Carry On?
Carry on PPR.
Carry On. Marvin Jones, Will Fuller, Tyler Boyd.
No, I don't want to choose Fuller.
I'm taking Fuller.
Fuller.
Take Fuller here. Let's see. Duke Johnson or Darrell Henderson?
Duke.
Can I trust Julio or play Amari Cooper over him?
I would play Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that hammy just keeps flaring up on him. He could go out mid-game too. So I actually think Amari Cooper should have a decent game. There's no reason that he won't see, 7 targets, maybe 75 yards, maybe a touchdown. He's going to give you, I think he should give you a pretty good game.
Yeah, let's see. On live stream right now, check in there. What's wrong with people? Come on, people. Unbelievable. All right, back to business here. Kerryon Johnson, Dallas Goedert, or Jalen Reagor? PPR.
Kerryon Johnson.
James White, Kerryon Johnson, or Duke Johnson?
Kerryon, I think.
Me too. Sit one of these in a PPR. Chubb, Jacobs, Gibson, Elliott.
Sit Elliott.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that answer.
Listen, let it never be said that I am not here to help you guys win. Sit Ezekiel Elliott.
Amari Cooper or DJ Moore or Julio?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Stafford or Baker Mayfield?
Stafford.
Stafford.
I don't care how good that Baker Mayfield matchup is. Everyone's coming at me with, look at this matchup for Baker Mayfield. You know what? Dak Prescott hasn't played since week 4, and he has more fantasy points than Baker Mayfield. They are a run-first team. They play in crappy weather all the time. Baker Mayfield just doesn't – it's not an air game for them. Okay, he had one game with like 5 touchdowns. It was versus Cincinnati. He's always good versus Cincinnati. People, Baker Mayfield – if you want to be contrarian, sure. But if you're actually trying to like win your week, don't go think you're going to be sneaky by rostering Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's been a while since I've had a Baker Mayfield rant.
You feel better?
I do. I feel a little better. Yeah, I just feel better. It's actually almost not fun anymore because he's actually so bad and everyone knows it now. It's not as much fun.
Moving on. Pittman or Beasley?
Pittman.
Stafford or Rivers?
Rivers.
Should I trade Zeke for Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
No.
Can T. Higgins and Boyd be trusted rest of season?
We just don't know. I hope so. They're very talented receivers, but it really does depend. You know, we got Brandon Allen. What do we really know about what Brandon Allen will do? We'll have to observe. But, you know, we saw 3 talented receivers in Dallas. They can't do it on their own. You have to have a decent quarterback. So I don't know.
I agree. You just have to wait and see right now. All right, let's see. Willie's got Thielen. His only real option if he doesn't play is Amari Cooper. He says, should I plug Cooper in or wait and plug Fulgham in on Sunday if Thielen doesn't play?
Play Cooper in your wide receiver spot, move Thielen to your flex spot, and then play Fulgham on Sunday if you have to.
There you go. There you go. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Back over again to our friends over at the YouTube. Let's see. Gurley over Ahmed this week.
Yes.
Full point PPR. Choose 2. Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, or Todd Gurley.
I'm going to go Cooks and Woods just because we don't know if Deontay Johnson is going to play. You need to start Cooks today. So start Cooks today and then ask us this question again on Sunday, but definitely start Cooks.
There you go. Wondering about Amari, T, or Singletary as the flex.
Amari
for sure. Logan Thomas or Hayden Hurst?
It's a good question. I'll go Thomas here. Hayden Hurst is much more tasty if no Julio Jones, though.
Yeah. So, then you got to make that decision right now.
You got to decide today. That's why I think you go with Thomas.
All right. Logan Thomas, she says. But Matt Ryan revenge narrative. It's not there's no Matt Ryan revenge game coming up. Doesn't matter that to Vegas. Matt Ryan was never with the Raiders. There's no revenge game. I wish there was, but there isn't. Taylor, Gallman, Davis, start 2.
Gallman and Davis,
she says. I like it.
Was that Jerry's question? Because I think I actually answered that for him.
No, unless Jerry's pseudonym is Brent Doran.
No, I don't think so.
I'm mad at Jerry, by the way. He still thinks I trolled him. I wasn't trolling him when I said that I like Battleship, man.
He said it's one of the worst movies ever, and I should not watch it.
What are you talking about? It's great when they're sitting there at the ship at the end, and they're like looking around. And you got all the old guys sitting there, and then all of a sudden they start playing Thunderstruck. Come on!
Oh, he played
the first hour and a half sucks, absolutely, 100%, except for Jerry's parts. But then you got the end.
Obviously. He played a terrible joke on us this week. Like we do on Sunday nights, like even during the evening game, we already start talking about what happened during the day and recording a pod. And so it's on video and he's like, I see him on video and he's not where he usually is. And I know he's in New York and he's got this whole like studio behind him. He's like, guys, sorry, last minute thing. I got flown to New York and I got special permission from the director to give me this hour off to do the podcast. So and he had like people in the background, like working. Anyway, it turns out it was just his friend Nick who was producing him, but he had us going for this whole time thinking he was on a Martin Scorsese film. It was just, I can't tell you the name of the director. I was like, oh my God, Jerry, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. That's awesome. And I think eventually he felt guilty about it and he fessed up. He was at his friend's studio.
When is Jerry bringing you into one of the films? When does he turn into the director and being like, yo, I got this girl. You need her. Right? You want her.
Right.
She's a triple threat.
Because you guys really want tap dancing Santa Clauses in this movie, right?
I would love a tap dancing Santa Claus. How great would that be?
tap dancing Santa Clauses are hilarious. My dad, in fact, is proving that today on Twitter. Apparently, he found it. He unearthed the photo that I hadn't even seen.
Oh, where is that?
And I will explain about this photo. In the top, it was actually a hoop, a wooden hoop. So when you moved up and down, it was comical, like, because
I don't see it.
oh, too bad.
Let me go to Rick's handle here and see what's what. There you go. Oh, there it is. Tap dancing Santas. I see it. I was tagged in this. Oh, it was it's from an hour ago. I was in the shit an hour ago, man. It was crazy. I was dealing with lineups. I was dealing with everything. Unbelievable. I did my Twitter time from 4 a.m. my time to about 7 a.m. my time. So 3 hours of Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So if I missed something in the last hour or so, sorry. That's why I tell you guys you should be here for the live stream. That's why I tell you. Let's see. Anybody else with some questions? Oh, we got some more questions here. Roll the dice on Gus. I mean, I guess. Depends on your options. Sure. Why not? Sure. 3 wide receivers in a standard.
Can we talk about Gus for a second? 1 second.
Oh, yeah. Please. Talk to me about Gus.
Yeah. Okay. So Gus, if Dobbins and Ingram don't play, I don't think that you guys should be afraid of running him out versus Pittsburgh, because last time versus Pittsburgh, he was splitting with Dobbins. He had a touchdown in like 78 yards. So, and Pittsburgh, even though they do have a tough run defense, people have been kind of breaking off long chunk plays against them. So I really like Gus Edwards, and I don't know if it'll stay that way. Very inexpensive on FanDuel and DraftKings.
All right. Would you use Gus over Jonathan Taylor?
I would.
All right. Beautiful. Because that's actually a question I just got here. Mm-hmm. Ooh. You need to sit 2 of these wide receivers. You ready for this one?
Seems like I'm probably not. Okay.
Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, and Deontay Johnson.
Sit Moore and Johnson. And send them over to my side.
Seriously. Right? Trade me those other 2. All right. Well, I think we pretty much got as much as we could. Let's see. Oh, need one from Crowder, John Brown, or Hamler.
I like John Brown if he plays, but if not, I guess you go to Crowder.
Oven baked or fried turkey?
Oven baked.
Do you like Sony Michel moving forward? Well, it's better than him moving backwards. I'm playing the room all evening. Try the veal.
We got a lot of dad jokes on this live stream today. Happy Thanksgiving, friends. Not particularly. I think it's going to be Damian Harris's job. And unfortunately, Sony Michel is just going to be enough to like kind of mess with the Damian Harris points and not give you enough points to really feel comfortable starting him. However, should anything happen to Damian Harris, I like him. I understand Rex Burkhead's been injured, but I really think James White is going to get the bulk of that work because James White is the pass catching back. So I don't particularly like Sony Michel. However, if you're in a deep league and you're thinking about playoffs moving forward, yeah, take him. Damian Harris could get banged up. If they lose White, then yeah, that's you got to have that depth.
Would you say that it would be White, Harris, and then Michelle would be like that hybrid, sort of like a poor man's Rex Burkhead? Oh, poor man's Rex Burkhead. I don't know where I come up with this stuff, Jen. I don't know.
20 friends.
Whew. Duke Johnson, Kalen Ballage, Gio Bernard, or Mostert?
Mostert if he plays, but you can't wait, so you have to start Duke Johnson today. I'm so sorry.
That is true because you don't know if Eckler's going to play, so you can't count on Ballage. You don't know if Gio's going to play. You can't count on him.
You have to start Duke Johnson. You don't really have a choice here.
Got to do it. And we're getting this just now that Larry Fitzgerald has tested positive for COVID-19. Christian Kirk season. Oh, we wish Larry nothing but the best. We hope that there is no big breakout.
Yeah.
around the Arizona
Yeah,
Cardinals. That's going to be a problem. All right. That's going to do it for us here today on Thanksgiving. You can use the chat feature over at fantasyalarm.com if we did not get to your questions. We love you all. I am not going to be answering any more questions on Twitter because I have about a half hour to set 30 different lineups in my seasonal long leagues right now. So we've done the best we can. Jen, any final words of wisdom here on a day we're giving thanks?
Yeah, definitely wear the stretchy pants.
Yes. 100%. 100%. 100%. And listen, if you've got to excuse yourself from the table for like a mid-meal kind of a, dumpage, do it.
Oh,
Just
I
wash
don't
your
know
hands,
about
come back and keep eating.
I don't know about that, but I will say now that there's no evening, NFL game, if you have to talk to your relatives, just eat a lot of extra turkey and go into your tryptophan coma
There you
on
go.
the sofa.
There you go.
You're good.
Or you can do what I do and just excuse yourself after the meal and go sit in the bathroom for like a good hour and a half. Scroll through social media, whatever you can.
God.
But
You guys never borrow Howard's phone.
what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, I'm sending you more Purell. Deb, I'm sorry. Gross. There's just certain things there's a certain time when you need to close off from social media. What if your Instagram actually accidentally started filming you?
It would never happen. Yeah. I mean, if it did, then everybody would get this.
Which is pretty much what you look like when I ask you Salvan Ahmed or Kalen Balaj.
That is true. That is true. We're going to close it down on that note there. Big thanks to Matt Sells for producing. Happy Thanksgiving, Matt, to you and your entire family. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there in FA Nation. Nothing but love for you all. I'll be around all day watching football, so I'll try and play around on some social media there if it's possible. We'll just have to wait and see. Jen, as always, an absolute pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That's going to do it for us here on the Fantasy Alarm Game Day live stream. We'll catch you next time.